Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another breakfast chat. And the topic today really isn't going to be the full topic, it's something I'm going to use to segue a little bit. But it started my train of thought. There's another coach, lifter, posting my comments all the time. He's on my Facebook friends list too. And Justin Anderson. And he talked to me the other day. He's like, hey, did you see what's happening on Ray Williams' wall? He's over here talking about he's having trouble sleeping, needs better pillows. And these people are giving him advice and conversation back and forth. People saying, hey, you should try a pregnancy pillow. People talking to him about a CPAP. All of this stuff. Okay. And the CPAP thing is kind of a big deal too, because you guys know that I've jokingly said a few times on social media, it's been in typing, so I haven't said it on my channel. But when guys are like, ain't no weight classes in the jungle, it's like, yeah, but there's also a shortage of CPAPs, Lipitor, and Anadrol in the jungle too. There's a definite shortage of those things also. And kind of highlights the point we get to here. At what point is it worth it? And I think he had mentioned the same thing talking about, what's his name? Blaine Sumner, I believe that's his name. Ridiculously strong single ply lifter also. Ridiculously, insanely strong. Who's kind of beat up and maybe not competing anymore and is still staying above 300 pounds. And then you have Ray Williams walking around at 400 plus. And the thing that we've got to think about here is at what point is it worth it? Could a guy like Ray, who at 6'1", Ray could drop down to 230 pounds. Okay, he could lose 200 pounds of body weight, be purely body fat, and he would still have elite numbers. He would probably, let's be realistic here, given the strength base that he has already built at that higher body weight, if he were to trim down from 430 to 230, still stay like in the IPF, so I guess their classes are 105 kilos, he'd probably set the world records in that class too, right? He'd be the world record holder in that class also. I have zero doubt. He just wouldn't currently any longer be the strongest of all time of any body weight for drug tested athletes. But he's already achieved those titles. There's a point where you have to look at that and say, how many more years are you going to stay 200 pounds above, your healthy body weight? How long are you going to do that? How long is it worth it? You've already broken all these records. You are already accepted as strongest drug tested lifter in the world. You've already achieved it. At what cost is he going to stay there? We can't sleep anymore. Has to have a CPAP. Sleep with pregnancy pillows. Okay. Is it worth it at that point? And that's a good question. And people will say that, hear you say that and say, well, you're being a hater. No, I'm looking out for someone's health. I'm saying this is someone who has achieved some insane things. Might be time to scale those goals down. And it's not like he wouldn't be an insane lifter in a lighter weight class, right? He would probably still be winning. He'd be the strongest 105 kilo drug tested lifter in the world. That's exactly what would happen. So, you have to ask the question of at what point is it not worth it? And this is something Ryan DeWitt, he comments down in my post a lot. He's also on my friends list. We chat about this stuff. He appreciates the fact that I'm one of the strength athletes who says, hey, you guys should be doing cardio. You should be conditioned. I do cardio every day. And I'm getting at a point too with what I'm doing to where I'm not going to talk about it much, but yes, I have been slowly trimming down. Still getting PRs, but I've started slowly losing body weight and keeping my conditioning up. Before people jump in and say, well, who's Ryan DeWitt to say that? To say that lifters need to be doing this everywhere. Well, he's been an elite lifter. The guy has benched something like, I think, 6'11", a 611 bench press while being lean. Okay, I don't know. I think he's pretty qualified to discuss that. And I've heard him say that. Look, guys, you've got to start trimming down. You guys shouldn't even be walking around at 250 plus. Okay, it's time for strength athletes to really take our health more serious. Okay, we need to take our health more serious, and a lot do. And a lot of people have this misconception, that all powerlifters and strongman and everyone else are all fat. No, only in the higher weight classes. But the question really becomes, how long should someone stay in those higher weight classes before they say, I did 5 really good years, 10 good years, I need to drop down to 220. Okay. Health purposes. And you still see guys smashing it. Really lean guys smash it in those classes. They destroy it in some of the more intermediate and medium weight classes or lighter heavyweight classes. They destroy it because it's still got a body weight component then. It's no longer just, hey, who lifts the heaviest weight. You can still be ultra competitive doing that. But this is something that we have to think about, in our pursuit of strength, of what are we willing to sacrifice in terms of our health and quality of life for that extra 50 pounds on a lift? Are we willing to carry an extra 50 pounds of body fat and harm our health for another 150 pounds, 200 pounds on our total? Maybe, probably not even that. Is it really worth it? Is it worth it? Especially when you throw all the anabolics in the mix. It's not a great combination, to be using a bunch of gear and be walking around at 35% body fat. It's not a good idea. Same thing, the guys who aren't doing any cardio, they're like, I don't do cardio. You know how stupid that is? Especially when you're enhanced, and let's not pretend the drug-tested guys aren't, most of them aren't enhanced either, because they are. They're just beating the drug test. There, I said it. Think any of those guys breaking the world records are clean? If you do, you're a naive moron. It's not how this works. So let's come back over to that. Guys are putting exogenous hormones in their bodies and not doing cardio. You're doing something that's going to give you a higher cardiovascular risk factor. Okay, we accept that reality. It's been overblown. It is not as severe as people like to pretend it is, but by that same token, it is there. It's a real risk. It's a concern. And if you're going to do that, you probably need to be looking at stuff like, hey, am I doing cardio? Am I limiting my sodium intake? How's my overall diet look? These are questions you need to be asking at that point. And you really don't need to be walking around at very high body fat percentages, guys. You don't need to be. And I've got friends who do this, and they might like this. Some of them watch my videos. You know what? You guys cannot like it. I'm looking out for your best interest. I'm looking out for your best interest here. Right? You guys could trim down to 15% body fat and still be stupidly strong. Maybe even leaner if you wanted to. If you can get your diet dialed in. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.